Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
What is spirituality? How do your spiritual beliefs affect your well-being? And what role does spirituality play in better mental health? That's what I'm talking about this week here on Let's Talk About Mental Health, the weekly podcast that teaches you how to look after your well-being. So get comfortable and let's talk. Hello and welcome to episode 204 of Let's Talk About Mental Health, and thanks so much for joining me as I talk about spirituality and mental health. I'm Jeremy Godwin, and I share practical tips you can apply immediately based on quality research and my own experience of learning to live with anxiety and depression after a breakdown in 2011 that changed my life. Each week, I teach you simple ways to improve one specific aspect of your well-being. In this episode, I'll be talking about what spirituality is and what it isn't, why spirituality matters for good mental health, and how to explore your spirituality for the sake of your well-being. So, let's talk about spirituality. Every now and then, I find myself exploring a highly philosophical topic on this podcast, and this week is one of them. From agnosticism to Zoroastrianism, Buddhism to Bantu traditions, there are countless different belief systems around the world, all seeking to answer one question that has plagued humanity since the dawn of time. What are we doing here? Whether you believe in a specific religion or you simply believe in life after love, like Cher, spirituality is a way of connecting with the world beyond our individual experiences. It is the awareness that we are part of something bigger than just ourselves and our day-to-day lives. And it's also a deep connection with the essence of who you are and what your place is in the world. And it can help you to see beyond your limited scope in order to hopefully connect with others by recognizing our shared humanity. Or, at the very least, spirituality can help you to simply see that there's a lot more to life than just who ate the last Pop-Tart or what the Kardashians think about the importance of concealer. I consider myself a spiritual person, but not a religious one. And that's something I'll explore a bit more in a moment, but I did want to say two things up front. First, I am definitely not advocating any specific form of spirituality or religion in this episode. I take the view that spirituality is a highly personal thing, and it's up to each of us to find what feels right for ourselves. What I am advocating today is this: focusing on your spiritual well-being in whatever shape or form that takes plays an enormous role in good mental health because it helps you consider the bigger picture rather than becoming constantly caught up in the trivial aspects of life. I consider spiritual well-being to be one of 6 core types of well-being, along with physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. And so by focusing on creating balance in all areas of your well-being, you can find greater harmony and peace of mind. What that looks and feels like is up to you. And so that brings me to the second thing I want to say. I won't be talking about my own beliefs outside of the type of broad comments I've already made. Like I said earlier, spirituality is highly personal, and so it's something I choose to keep to myself. Plus, I'm not a fan of people pushing their beliefs onto others because I don't feel like that's appropriate or respectful. So, with all that said, let's get ourselves on the same wavelength with some definitions and let's talk about what is spirituality. The trusty old Oxford Dictionary defines spirituality as the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. There's a fair bit to unpack in that definition, so let me take a moment to go through it because it's going to form the basis of a lot of what we talk about today. The dictionary definition highlights a fundamental distinction between the tangible and the intangible, the seen and the unseen, the external and the internal. At its core, spirituality delves into our innermost essence, the part of us that thinks, feels, and experiences beyond just the physical. It's about our consciousness, emotions, beliefs, and our mind-blowing and magnificent sense of being that's hard to put into words. The fact that we each exist is nothing short of amazing. The fact that we are one individual in a world filled with so many other individuals is also amazing. All of this contrasts with the material world, which is everything we can touch, see, hear, and physically interact with. The day-to-day mundane world we inhabit, where we go about our business and fill our time with tasks and distractions. That definition from earlier talks about the human spirit or soul, and this refers to our inner essence, our awareness of our own existence. It's the part of us that asks the big questions like, why am I here? Or what's my purpose? It's concerned with meaning, purpose, and connection. It's the silent observer behind our thoughts and feelings, often linked with concepts like consciousness, essence, or the true self. The material world, with all of its physical objects, tangible assets, and sensory experiences, is essential for our survival and daily functioning. However, spirituality suggests that there's more to life than just these physical experiences. It encourages us to look beyond the immediate, the tangible, and the fleeting, urging us to delve into deeper realms of understanding and existence. It's not about turning your back on the physical world, but understanding that there's a lot more to our existence than just the material. And so it's about balancing what happens in our everyday life with our personal search for purpose and understanding. Spirituality invites us on a journey inward. It encourages introspection, reflection, and a quest to understand the deeper layers of our existence. It reminds us that while the material world offers richness, there's an equally rich universe within, waiting to be explored. And in this exploration, you can find peace, purpose, and a profound connection to the world around you. I briefly mentioned the idea of religion earlier, and I want to take a moment to explain how it differs from spirituality. Although they're often closely linked, spirituality and religion have distinctly different characteristics. Think of spirituality as a personal journey. It's about how you feel and how you connect with something bigger, be it the universe or a divine force. On the other hand, religion has a more organized approach. It comes with set beliefs, customs, and often rituals that people follow. While spirituality is like charting your own path based on your feelings and experiences, religion offers a roadmap with specific teachings and guidance. In contrast, spirituality is often more about what feels right to you personally and exploring those feelings on your own. And spiritual beliefs don't necessarily need to be linked to a particular faith or system. For example, just because someone identifies as an atheist, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't have spiritual beliefs, since atheism simply means not believing in a god or gods. Even within specific belief systems, there are many different types and variations. According to some estimates, there are over 4,000 different religions worldwide, So that's a lot of variety to choose from. Okay, so now let's talk about why spirituality matters for good mental health. Working on your spiritual well-being can have a big impact on how you feel and how you deal with life. It can help you see the bigger picture, especially when times are tough. And this broader view often brings with it a sense of hope, even when we're faced with challenges. For many people, spiritual beliefs are like a safety net, offering comfort and strength when things are difficult. And beyond that, exploring your spirituality can give your life a sense of purpose, guiding you in making decisions and facing life's ups and downs. Spiritual well-being is about feeling connected, having purpose, and experiencing meaning in life. It encompasses our inner beliefs, values, and the deep sense of who we are and our place in the world. It's the harmony and balance we feel when our actions align with our beliefs and values. Simply put, it's that inner peace and contentment stemming from understanding your place in the bigger picture. So, how does spiritual well-being influence your mental health? Well, there are quite a few ways, including creating a sense of purpose and meaning, which helps you to find direction in your life. When we feel there's a greater reason for our existence or actions, we often have a clearer sense of direction and focus. Next, offering a coping mechanism, since many people turn to their spiritual beliefs in times of stress, grief, or trauma. This can act as a source of strength, helping you to navigate difficult situations with a sense of hope and resilience. Next, fostering a feeling of connection to something more than just yourself. Not just to a higher power, if that's part of your belief system, but to the world and people around us. This feeling of belonging can reduce feelings of isolation, loneliness, and alienation. Next, an optimistic outlook, helping you view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than setbacks or disasters. So, there are lots of potential benefits. However, I think it's important to note that spiritual well-being doesn't equate to a lack of mental health challenges. It's one of many factors that can contribute to improving things, and it has a lot of positives for improving your mental health, but it's not going to be a cure for everything. Like the other forms of well-being I mentioned earlier, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial, it's a piece of the puzzle. So then, why does spirituality matter for good mental health? Again, there are lots of reasons, so let's talk through some of the big ones, such as it can give you a broader perspective on life, helping you see past your immediate challenges or setbacks. It can help you find a deeper sense of meaning and purpose, which can ground you and help you find direction in life. It can act as an anchor, offering stability in troubled times and making it easier to cope with stressful situations. It can teach you positive coping strategies like forgiveness, gratitude, and compassion, all of which can be incredibly powerful tools for managing negative emotions and developing a more positive, resilient mindset. It can offer a moral or ethical framework, helping you make sense of the world, discern right from wrong, and navigate complex life situations with integrity. However, although spirituality can be a great asset for your mental health, it's also crucial to recognize that it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one person might not work for another. Spirituality is deeply personal, and what brings solace and clarity to one individual might not resonate with another. It's about finding what aligns with your personal beliefs and what resonates with your inner self. So, how do you do that? Well, let's first take a quick break to hear from the brands who help me create this show each week.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. And that means so many new reasons to rack.
Because I always find something amazing.
Just so many good brands.
Because there's always something new.
Join the Nordy Club to unlock exclusive discounts, shop new arrivals first, and more. Plus, buy online and pick up at your favorite Rack store for free. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Ebglyss, a once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema. After an initial 4-month or longer dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
K-pop Demon Hunters Haja Boys breakfast meal and Huntrix meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja Boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
And welcome back. Now let's get into the how-to part of today's episode and let's talk about how to explore your spirituality for the sake of your well-being. Okay, let's start with reflect, which means going within and considering your current spiritual beliefs, as well as fundamental questions like, who am I? Who am I not? Who do I want to be? What do I stand for? What truly matters to me? What are my values? What do I believe? It's all too easy to get caught up in our daily routines and lose sight of the bigger picture. This is about making time to consciously take a step back and assess where you're at today in terms of your spiritual well-being, as well as figuring out where you want to go. And if you don't know yet, that's okay. This is an opportunity to explore, and I'll come back to that in a moment. Reflection is about contemplating things without judgment or expectation, and it can be like opening a window into your soul. I covered reflection all the way back in episode 12 if you'd like to explore it further, plus I discussed values in episode 138. While I'm on the subject of reflection, I've said 1,000 times in this show that regular reflection is an excellent way to build your self-awareness and connect with yourself more. It doesn't need to take long, just 5 to 10 minutes a day can be more than enough. And I have a daily reflection tool available to help you do that. It's linked in the episode description. By understanding your desires and aspirations, you can better navigate life's challenges and opportunities. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, like a cozy spot at home, a park bench, or even a quiet cafe. Sit comfortably, take a few deep breaths, and let your thoughts flow. Consider writing down your revelations or using prompts to guide your thinking. Regularly taking this me time ensures you stay aligned with your true self and the person you aspire to be. Okay, next, explore different spiritual beliefs. Because the world is a tapestry of diverse spiritual beliefs and practices, each offering unique insights into life's mysteries. So take the time to research and explore them. This can be an enlightening journey, broadening your perspective and deepening your understanding of the world and yourself. But beware. While the internet makes this exploration far easier than ever before, it also means wading through a sea of misinformation. Remember, just because your Aunt Prudence swears by the benefits of her daily conversations with her garden gnome, that doesn't mean it's necessarily true. Opinions are not facts. And while there's nothing wrong with having your own opinions, things get a bit murky when people try to pass off their opinions as the truth. That's how we wind up in a mess socially and politically time after time. Approach your spiritual exploration with a critical mind. Seek out reputable sources, be discerning, and keep a sense of humour about some of the more outlandish claims you might come across. Start by picking a belief or practice you're curious about and research it using trusted platforms, read books, attend seminars, or even speak to experts in the field. And as you delve deeper, maintain an open yet critical mindset, ensuring your spiritual journey is both informed and genuine. Okay, next, study philosophy, because countless individuals have been pondering the big questions of life for millennia, and it can be deeply fascinating to explore the thoughts of someone from hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Many philosophical texts dive deep into questions about existence, purpose, and the cosmos. These can challenge and refine your spiritual beliefs, offering new perspectives. And by exploring foundational texts from diverse cultures, not just the one you grew up in, you can embark on a journey of introspection and discovery. Okay, next, try a regular digital detox. And you may be wondering why I'm suggesting this one for this topic, but hear me out. Our devices take up so much of our time and have become the go-to distraction device for many of us. In our tech-saturated world, taking a digital detox can be like a breath of fresh air. Stepping away from screens allows for introspection and a chance to connect with the world around you in a tangible way. Try designating certain times, maybe weekends or a specific time of day, where you unplug and detach from your electronic devices and experience being instead of doing. One way to do that is with my next point, try mindful meditation. This is a great practice for your spiritual well-being because it invites you to immerse yourself in the present moment, simply observing your thoughts and feelings without passing judgment. By anchoring you to the here and now, it reduces anxieties tied to past regrets or future uncertainties. Doing it is as simple as finding a tranquil space, sitting comfortably, and focusing on your breathing. Whenever your mind begins to wander, gently guide your attention back to your breath. That's it. Yes, there are lots of different techniques you can try, but I'm a big fan of the simple is best school of belief. Speaking of simple, my next suggestion is stargaze on clear nights. And I was always going to bring this one up because, as I've said in previous episodes of my podcast, this is always a big one for me. Since leaving Melbourne and moving to the country back in 2015, I have never ceased to be amazed by the seemingly infinite number of stars in the night sky, and I find it both mind-boggling and awe-inspiring. There's an undeniable magic in looking at the vast expanse of the night sky, dotted with countless stars, and the simple act of looking upwards can be a profound spiritual experience that serves as a gentle reminder of our tiny yet significant place within the natural world. It's humbling, and it puts into perspective just how fleeting many of our daily worries truly are, giving you a broader view of life beyond your immediate concerns. Find a quiet spot away from city lights on a clear evening. Lay back, let your eyes wander, and immerse yourself in the cosmic spectacle above. Allow the enormity of the universe to wash over you, grounding you in the present moment and the big scheme of things. That leads to my next tip. Connect with nature's cycles. Nature operates in beautiful rhythms, from the moon's phases to the sun's daily journey, and aligning your activities with these natural cycles can be deeply grounding. It's beneficial because it fosters a connection with nature's patterns, bringing about greater harmony and balance. Pay attention to the changing seasons and notice how each part of the year has its own feel and its own way of influencing how you feel. Sticking with my nature theme, my next tip is take regular nature walks. Looking a bit closer to home, you'll find that venturing out into nature, whether that's a tranquil forest, serene beach, or bustling park, can create a profound sense of connection to the wider world. There's a magic in feeling the earth beneath your feet and hearing the whispers of the wind. Regularly immersing yourself in natural sanctuaries and outdoor spaces can offer you perspective, reminding you of the vastness and beauty of the world. Speaking of beauty, visit museums or art galleries, because they're treasure troves of history, culture, and spirituality, and exploring these spaces connects you to the beliefs and practices of diverse cultures throughout time. Art and historical artifacts offer insights into spiritual journeys different from your own. By regularly immersing yourself in these environments, you can gain both appreciation and perspective. Speaking of, my next tip is engage in art and creative pursuits, because art in its many forms can serve as a window into the soul. Whether it's painting, dancing, writing, music, or whatever, being creative invites exploration and self-expression. Another way to do that is with my next point, journal. There's true power in putting pen to paper and letting your innermost thoughts flow. Journaling serves as a private haven to explore, process, and make sense of your beliefs and your emotions. Carve out a few minutes daily to write about your day, your dreams, or even explore profound questions. Next, gratitude practice. Cultivating a daily ritual of reflecting on life's blessings can be transformative. This practice shifts the spotlight from life's deficiencies to its bounties, fostering greater contentment. By setting aside moments daily to acknowledge things you're grateful for, big or small, you can nurture a more positive outlook on life. Okay, next, yoga and body movement. Yoga is often considered to be a spiritual practice because it seamlessly weaves physical postures, breath control, and meditation together, promoting harmony between the mind and body. This ancient practice doesn't just tone the body, but it can also provide insights into your inner self. Try joining a local yoga class or following online sessions, and learn about this practice at a pace that feels right for you. Next, attend lectures or discussions. Joining seminars or group discussions on spiritual topics can be an enlightening experience. It can offer fresh perspectives, as well as challenging and deepening your understanding of spiritual matters. And on a similar note, my next tip is seek guidance. Sometimes the path of exploring your spirituality can be winding and confusing. Consulting a spiritual guide or mentor can offer direction. Respected figures within your spiritual community or trusted spiritual counselors can be your compass, providing fresh insights and perspectives. Or maybe you might choose to read a book by an acclaimed author. Find what works for you and consider exploring multiple avenues if it feels right to you. And find out more about the way spirituality affects your well-being in my latest video. It's out now on YouTube and Spotify, and it's linked in the episode description. Because when it comes to spirituality and mental health, what it all boils down to is this. Believing in something greater than our daily routines and challenges offers a beacon of light in an often chaotic world, allowing us to see beyond fleeting moments of stress and frustration. Life is vast, intricate, and filled with meaning. So, whenever the weight of the day-to-day feels overwhelming, remember to lift your gaze, connect with your beliefs, and remind yourself of your place in the universe. Small, yes, but infinitely significant. The choice is yours, as it is with all things related to your well-being. So, what choice will you make today? Each week I like to finish up by sharing a quote about the week's topic, and I encourage you to take a few moments to really reflect on it and consider what it means to you. This week's quote is by W.B. Yeats, and it is, "The world is full of magic things, patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper." Let me repeat that. The world is full of magic things, patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper. All right, that's nearly it for this week. Next week, I'll be talking about remorse. Ever wondered why feelings of regret can weigh so heavily on your mind, months or even years after the fact? Especially when you feel like you wish you had approached the situation differently, thanks to the benefit of hindsight. Next time, I'll unpack the complexities of remorse and how to navigate it effectively for the sake of your mental health. I'll be talking about what remorse is, why it has an impact on our mental health, and how to deal with it. I hope you'll join me for that episode, which will be released on Sunday, the 12th of November, 2023. For more tips, watch my weekly video on YouTube and subscribe to my newsletter Thursday Thoughts, plus find me on Instagram at LTA Mental Health, where I post daily, along with my other account, It's Jeremy Godwin, full of tips for better mental health. And support my work, plus get early access to ad-free episodes on Patreon. You'll find all of those linked in the episode description, or just visit ltamh.com. Thank you very much for joining me today. Look after yourself and make a conscious effort to share positivity and kindness out into the world, because you get back what you put out. Take care and talk to you next time. Let's Talk About Mental Health is an independent program proudly produced by Reconnaissance Media, helping you find meaning and gratitude. For more information, visit reconnaissancemedia.com.